Still no internet. Won't you? In that tune. Before you can get out your camera, another fleeting, precious moment goes by. Lost forever, never to be seen again. Filed away in the recesses of your ever decaying mind. Feeling triggered.
Recording in progress.
Sorry.
Hey there. We got you?
All right, all right. What's up, freak? All right. No audio. Check, check. Hey, hey. Let's see. Where's my audio going? Hype mic should be on. It says it's getting signal.
That's right. You hear me now?
I hear you.
Okay, sorry. How long were you there? I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Were you there a while?
Huh?
Were you there a while?
I've got some kind of delay on you still. Let me turn down a little bit. Let's see if it catches up.
I hope you haven't been waiting long, I said.
Oh, no. I was just jamming.
Oh, good. Well, we like that.
I wasn't for sure positive I had the right link, so I was.
Yeah, no, you did. I didn't know. I had heard you a minute ago. I didn't start the Zoom until you said, but that's okay. I didn't want, in case, well, for that first hour, I didn't want me to forget and then them like hear me walking or something weird. Anyway, welcome. Well, it's a good thing that we didn't try to start right away because, technology. I had this thing ready yesterday, right? I sent you a link.
Yeah.
And when I went to log in just now, I had to get a password, a new number. It didn't make a lick of sense.
Me too.
Did you?
I had to go through all these hoops.
From yesterday, right?
I mean, password changing, yeah.
Yeah, and number, it was sending this. Anyway, we're here now. I do need to tell them real quick what they were hearing. Sorry, Scott Nolan, love you, but I saw Kevin sitting there. Curls and curves is what I figured out. Billy Joe Shaver joined on a fast train, and I said that I don't know anything, but I was pretty sure that you like at least the person singing "Unwed Fathers," Tammy Wynette.
Oh yeah.
That was what they heard. And this is, I have a feeling they know, this is Kevin Shinyribs Russell. And I'm shut up, but I want to let them know. I think last time we didn't talk much about style. And already I see that nice shirt and hat there.
Oh, yeah.
And
feeling good today, feeling good, yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk. Welcome, thank you for joining. 15-minute station ID. You had a big night, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. It was a big night last night. Had the record release.
Let me check the audio here. Okay, yeah. Sorry, it probably. Let me just tell them it probably wasn't quite loud enough, but it should be now. So go ahead. Yeah, your record release, right?
All right. Yeah, I had our record release show last night at in Austin, Texas, Paramount Theater, and
legendary, right?
Night. Yeah, it was a great night.
Yeah. I've never seen you tired. Not to say you're tired, but it's perfect. This is, you be exactly who you are. Yeah. So it was packed. It was fun. It was good.
Oh yeah, it was packed. It was
not bad. I saw your post that must not have been quite sold out. So I shared that. I said, if anyone's in Austin, get off the interwebs and go.
Yeah.
I don't know if it didn't.
Room, but we had a great crowd and a great time and a great show. It was a good celebration. Felt good to be on that stage.
I bet. Have you played
those songs together? And
Yeah.
Sort of that. That's something that was a goal we were working towards the record release show, learning all this material and being ready.
Yeah.
But to be able to perform it well at the record release show was our goal, and I think we hit it. We
Achieved.
started early on, and yeah, felt we wanted to have a comfort level with it. That's what
Yeah.
makes you play it the best when you're comfortable with it.
Right. Right.
You have to
Yeah.
live in it for a while. You gotta play it for a few months. And once you play all those songs for a few months, then they feel lived in. You feel comfortable in them, and then you start performing them really well.
That makes
Is what I
sense.
think. That's sort of what I do on is just like when you get to this familiarity with it, and the band gets almost bored with it, and then they start messing with it a little bit and changing the performance of it.
Well, that's a good place to be.
Oh, it's a great place to be. That's ultimately what I'm always seeking in music, in the way I play music is that moment.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense, and then you're all blessed, I would say, that you have that ability and attitude to say, okay, if anybody, I think, is what you're saying is, oh well, now we're a little sick of it, so now we can play with it. Is that kind of?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's just sort of like this continuous spiral out into the universe.
Out into the universe, into the
Like we're
unisphere.
yes.
Yeah, and now some people will, as long as you approve, which we did last time, get to watch this. But right now, I just want to let them know that Kevin just made a nice. Which finger is that? The second one? Yeah, he's doing it again. Whatever that's called. Is that a twirl? I don't know.
It's a wobble.
I knew you
It's
would
a
know.
wobble.
So you know things. I don't know much.
No,
A
you know a
wobble.
lot. You know a lot.
I know you're cool. And the shiny the shiny triangle is cool.
They are.
They
They are
are.
cool.
Well, this is neat because you're the first guest that isn't local to return generously, and I think it's I hope you agree that in the time that a year and a month or whatever has passed, we've become friends
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, and I appreciate that. And the tribe, they're wonderful people. It's
Uh-huh.
you're alive, thankfully, but it's what they say about Prime fans that no Prime fans are nice people, and that's
Yeah.
I like nice.
Oh yeah, me too. There's a lot of nice people.
Yeah, so it's interesting because somebody just wrote me and someone wrote last night, two of your fans, and I think they both were were some of the people that they caught last year's, but last year's I didn't, quote unquote, air quote, know them. I don't know that I had been in the Zoom hangs that they were happening a year
Uh-huh.
ago. I don't know, who cares about math and time, but certainly we're all a bit closer and familiar. And it's neat. It's neat. It's and good for you to create sort of a fan base. Oh, I was joking in my head, and then this will be about you, not me. But I don't know that I'm going to accept if I have any fans, but you do. I don't. Pardon me. I think he's listening. Giorgio, the name Bonaforte, is that right?
Oh, Gregorio.
Gregorio. I knew I'd be wrong.
Gregorio.
Uh, he
Yeah.
he he thought this. I think he thought at first this was a Zoom hang. He wrote Metaphysical Biscuit, so it barely even saw it a little bit ago and said, "Where's the link?" And I was like, "Wait a minute, is this for Kevin? Because we can't do that on air." I will say that your Zoom hang, the one at the end of the year last year, I'm still recovering. I think that was the most virtual fun any humans have ever had. If we already knew that one.
Which
The one at the end of the year, I'd say remember, but you probably don't, but it was fun. Your Zoom hang, you did a rib fry, and then we had
oh
that. It
oh
was,
yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, those were really fun.
they are, but that was
We
exceptional.
would we would go on all hours on
I think we're still going. But that one, that was great. Well,
Yeah.
so here we are, listeners, with with Kevin Shinyribs Russell, and we did hear some of your other songs and track 4. Thank you. Are we some of the first people to hear that besides last night?
What's that?
Track 4 played earlier in the show. Are we some of the first people to have heard that? I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
Definitely, yeah.
and
Is that Dark Cloud or?
no, you said track 4, and it was I'm gonna read it. And it was why can't I read? Was it in the first set? Where did it go? I know all the best things.
What is it?
All the best things.
Oh, all the best things. Yeah,
You
wow.
you said yesterday that was
Yeah,
the one.
that's a big song. It's like the biggest song on the record. It may be the biggest song I've ever made.
Ever.
It's so slamming this song.
It is, and it's beautiful, and
Yeah,
it's a nice message. That's nice.
and it's a really nice message. Yeah,
It is. You wrote that?
yeah, I wrote that on
Yeah,
the
you are
ukulele.
nice.
It's a
See?
ukulele song.
Is it? Yeah, yeah. And then one of them says, "Shut up," right?
What's that?
Some of these things to shut up or something, and then it,
Hmm.
yeah. Is that one of those maybe that like a voice in the head kind of thing? I don't know.
Oh, I think it's all just about positivity and
Yeah,
being grateful for what we have. Is what this song's about.
I
Uh,
agree.
and it is, and it's easy for me to say in my position. I understand I'm a blessed person, privileged person. You know, um,
Mhm.
so it's easy for me to talk that way. But it does seem like uh, it's a glass half glass full sort of mentality. You can look at
Mhm.
life. You can look at life in a positive way and learn from it and gain
Yeah,
from it. And no matter where you are in life, I think, and that's the power of soul. That's as we grow. That's the opportunity to grow in that spiritually. So those are the best things. You can grow as a person and see greater beauty in the world. What an
yeah.
opportunity! Everyone has that opportunity too.
Yeah,
It's
no,
free and open to everybody to have that attitude.
right. I agree. And attitude's a lot. And then here's an interesting little story. Just the other night, a clerk, interacting with, and that came up. Just a
Yeah,
random clerk in a store, and I get what you're saying about some of us have whatever, some people are barely getting by, but that's not. You can dwell on that, and that's not gonna make
right.
it better. And I
Right.
just, I mean, give $1 to someone at a drive-through, and the
Hmm.
smile they get, it's just, I
Yeah.
was about to say, I think the one mature thing other than on our radio show to Sunday during the shutdown is in learning that lesson that you're saying. I'll take that as maturity and I'll stop. I don't want to go anymore, but that's a good, when you're younger, I get it, right?
Yeah.
And I believe, listen to some of that music that I still love too, that has that edgier, when you're younger, that
Yeah.
vibe, right?
Right.
Which
Yeah.
is fine. Now here's one. Somebody say the voice of an angst like Kurt Cobain. We can only guess, and you don't have to. But would he have matured into that a little? Because I was angsty and hated myself for real. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I guess we don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I think it happens. Those who survive and get through these problems, that's kind of how you get to that attitude you're saying. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah. Are you talking about like the cycles of your life and the different
Yeah, and I was thinking back
things
to being
as
angstier
we've
and
grown?
younger.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. That's what I'm talking about. And those are
Yeah,
the best things, I think. I think growing in that way is one of the best things about being alive.
it is. Yeah. And I mean, there at some point, I remember starting to hear the older generation being like, I can't say fully what they might have said because of the FCC, the words, but of saying that thing of as you get older, you give a bleep less in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just prefer that mentality. It's always served me well.
Hmm.
But you know, there's always those people that feel like they want to get as much as they can get, and that is their sort of their life mission. You know, is to get what they can get.
They do that, don't they?
Yeah, so there's those types of people that we have to deal with.
I don't really know them, but they have some power, I think.
They usually do have power.
They usually have
So
power. I don't, do they come to your shows ever?
yeah, sure they came to my shows. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You can
You
see them
get,
walking around and they're in tuxedos and their top hats and their corncob pipes. You can see them.
I believe you
There.
are. So
Oh,
that's
they're there. The industrialists are there.
the industrial, yeah. Do they dance? That's the that you get them dancing.
Industrialists can't dance.
They can't dance. Everybody can dance except the industrial.
Industrialists can't dance.
Raging capitalists. They have too much money in their pockets. They can't move around. We're just about at the top of the hour. And let's see. I don't know if you can see that. I'll type it and say it if you wouldn't mind doing that. Remember the station ID?
Oh gosh, what? Station ID? Oh my gosh.
You know, no, I'm gonna type it and I have to say it. I don't know what this group chat is. It's updated and did you have a bunch of apps on it now? I see the ads on the side or something.
Are you gonna chat with me?
Well, actually, so what I say, hang on,
I'll
this
read
is.
it.
I don't think you can read it from behind me, although it is behind me. This is 96.9 FM KMRD LP.
Can't read that.
No, it's fine. You wouldn't. The one you did last year is fun to air, and so we'll have a new one. So you should have that. And I'll say it now because it does almost 5 o'clock here in the Mountain Time Zone on this fine 9th of July in the year 2023 or something, Lord. And you're listening to Metaphysical Biscuit with the great Kevin Shinyribs Russell. This is 96.9 FM, KMRD, LP, Madrid, New Mexico. Can you give it a shot? Did you get the chat? It's okay if it's too
I
much.
don't see it.
You had a big night. I get
Wait.
Should be there, but I don't know. There's a new chat.
Okay, here we go. Now I see it. I had to jump through some hoops there.
I know you probably had to put in a new password.
KMRD LP.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I know that's what throws everybody off. It's because we're a nonprofit, low power.
Oh.
But the station ID has to be the way I sent it, and that way, what will happen is the recording will go in overnight to play if we get it right, and you can go ahead and toss your name in there as you wish.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, if you can.
All right. Hey, y'all, this is Shinyribs. You can listen to 96.9 FM, KMRD LP, Madrid, New Mexico, 96.9 Tears.
Thank you. Now, last time it was great. You yodeled in one, and then which I play a lot. And there was one where you said the best. I think I had to push a button, so you extended it. You said the best rock. It was cool. And it is now exactly 5. Yeah.
Right. I'll think of something else, maybe.
Yeah, we got time.
Let me,
yeah, toss that in.
With my brain.
Yeah, don't worry about it. And that was a big night. So back to your big night last night. Shinyribs brand new album, Transit Damage, which they can acquire, right?
Yep.
Now the folks that pre-ordered get it shipped and it's available. Is that correct?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's available. You can hear the whole thing right now.
Yeah.
If you order a vinyl, you can order on vinyl or CD, and you can get it with some other special merch items. Like there's an apron. They're making an apron. It's part of one of the bundles. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I got me one of those aprons just because it's kind of cool to have an apron.
Yeah.
Branded with my new record.
Did they charge you for it?
No, they didn't.
Nice. That's nice.
Yes, no, they're very nice people. Very artist friendly.
Oh, really? Good.
Charger Records, the label, yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to say the Hard Charger is what you said, right? Label?
Hard Charger Records, that's right.
Have you been with them before, or is this the first?
Well, I've known Jesse Dayton and Emily Kay, who It's their label, Hard Charger, and it's just an imprint of another label called Blue Elon.
Mhm.
So, which is run by a woman who lived in Austin for a while named Madri, who everybody loves.
Hmm.
And yeah, so I knew a lot of those people already, but not in that entity. I wasn't aware that they had a record label with those folks involved. So yeah, my search for a record label for this record led me to them. Um, my friend Tamara in Nashville, uh, Tamara Saviano, she suggested them to me, so I sent them the record, or my manager Rick did, and yeah, they loved it, and they were so enthusiastic about it, and I was like, well, all right,
Yeah, there we got
that's
it.
great. If you're into it, like as much as you say you are, then all right, then you're
All
the
right.
right people for the job because they wanted to advocate for the record. Sound
Yeah.
good.
Cool. Well, that's cool because to have your merch easily accessible is nice. It had been a
Yeah,
little scattered or something.
yeah.
Although you can see my hat.
I see
Hmm.
that hat.
That's a nice hat. We can't say the middle part. It's the shiny MF ribs part hat. Although it does, it just says MF, which uh moon farter, right?
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. So when you were saying when we first started about the show last night at the Paramount, which is is that a large capacity venue in Austin?
Yeah, it's about I think 1,000 people, thousand
That's
person theater,
that's a
something like
lot.
that.
I'm
Yeah,
excited.
it's pretty big. It's an old historic theater
Right.
downtown. Yeah, so a lot of history there. Um, Walking the backstage area is really great. There's like cool autographs of like
Everybody.
Hal Holbrook and Carol Burnett,
Wait, so was it for
Mel Brooks,
comedy?
people like that who had been there.
Okay. So is that to show is it a movie theater too, or were they
It's a
doing?
movie theater,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an all-purpose theater, really. They do
Now,
like
a lot some of these folks should, but may not know who Hal Holbrook is. Hal Holbrook was born to play Mark Twain, if you ask me, and he did. Remember that?
I know.
And
It's
but
uncanny.
he's a very, he's uncanny, is right. And he's a very, I think folks would recognize him if they didn't know his name. But
Yeah, right.
yeah, that's cool. Were there, did you, were there other musician names there, or did you take care of that?
Oh yeah, there's
It must
tons
be.
of them
Yeah.
there. There's Woody Allen is in there.
All right.
Trying to remember who else,
He
but
is a musician, clarinet.
oh yeah, he plays the clarinet.
Yeah, some might appreciate clarinet more than movie scores. That's okay.
I
um,
saw Randy Newman there.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I saw him there a couple of times,
fun,
and that's great.
fun, right?
Yeah, and John Fulbright, he was really great when I saw him there. He's
Cool.
perfect for that space. Yeah, the way his music sounds, it's just so much space in it, and it's in a big, beautiful theater. It's almost like they wrote their music to sound good in a big, beautiful theater.
Might have.
Which, if they did, yeah, that's pretty genius. And I kind of feel like a dumbass now.
Well, I was about to say, are you coming up with your idea for your next album already? Thematically. Yeah, you don't need to
Yeah.
jump to that one just yet.
I wrote
The other,
my music to sound good in beer joints. So whatever.
well,
Yeah.
I like stuff that sounds good with beer and bourbon.
Yeah, you like the
Um,
bourbon?
yeah, I like my bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 I do.
What's your favorite bourbons? You have any jump to mind?
Oh, a lot. But top shelf Four Roses will always make me happy. Not the cheap one. Life's too short for cheap bourbon. Of known labels. What I mean, I have like a bunch of, but now that I got income, I I got some bottles. I got income mostly so I can get some bottles. For if you're out and one that you can find that isn't very expensive, Buffalo Trace can always work, but that's not a favorite.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I do have lots of favorites, and I'll try stuff. There was one I had recently that I'll think of it in a second. Do you, are you a sipper?
I'm not a big bourbon guy. My brother is into bourbon.
Yeah.
Uh, and last time he visited Austin, we drank some bourbon because he was so into it. So we ended up going to a couple of different distilleries around here, And
Yeah, they've opened up they're like Champagne, for example, or whatever.
yeah,
There's actually organizations that regulate, and so to be able to difference of calling it bourbon, all that kind of stuff. But I've noticed since things have gotten a little more chill in that realm, there are a bunch made in Texas that are pretty good.
yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just kind of got off the brown water.
Yeah.
'Cause it made me brown water makes me kind of mean. It really,
Oh, I don't believe
I
it.
got to where I started getting mean on it.
Mean?
Yeah, I don't know why that is, It's because of
No, I'm just trying to picture you mean. What would that be?
well, short
Right?
tempered, I guess more short tempered, just getting in a huff,
Yeah.
and maybe saying, getting a little louder, saying things louder than I should.
Ah, okay. Well, I mean,
Aggressive. It makes me kind of
a
aggressive.
little aggressive.
A
See,
little aggressive.
I think it just
For some
chills.
reason. I don't
No,
know.
everyone's different. Yeah. I used to drink tequila. Now that makes bad ideas good. No more, not much of that.
Yeah. I love tequila. So I drink a lot of tequila, a lot of mezcal.
Yeah, I love it, but I just,
Yeah.
sort of overdid it there a couple decades ago or something. And my thing is a little bourbon sipping on ice rocks, not ice, so it doesn't melt, and
Uh-huh.
beer. So I'm not talking about a lot.
Yeah.
And that kind of just, mostly at home. Or if I go out,
Yeah.
if I can acquire one shot and one beer, I can last most of the night, get home safe.
Yeah. Right.
It's possible some gummy bears might be around. You never know. That's one thing that's changed since you've been here is
Oh yeah.
legalization. The stores are everywhere.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they're petitioning to not let anybody else open a store for a while or something.
Oh yeah. Too saturated, huh? Yeah.
Whatever. Everyone has a right to give it a shot, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. If
Yeah.
some maybe people could come up with a better way of doing it, or more
Well, I
clear.
like the edibles. I don't know about the other stuff, but I noticed if you go to certain places that somewhere some of it is way sugary and some of it really isn't, and that's your body, speaking of aging, can tell the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So let's get back to the album and the show. Are you saying that you hadn't played that stuff live until last night at all, or hadn't?
Oh no, we've been playing it live.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We started learning it early, um, and we started rehearsing. I don't know, in the springtime.
Mm,
I think in May is when we really started playing it in
yeah.
rehearsals, and then we started working it into shows in June,
Okay.
and built sets around it that
Mhm.
are sort of mixing old and new. So you're not hitting people with too much new stuff that they
Mhm.
don't know in a row. Because
Yeah.
is that people disengage sometimes when they're expecting to hear what they know, and then they hear something they don't know. That tends to like knock a screw loose or something in some people. They can't handle it. It's like
I don't
I
know.
don't
Maybe.
know what they're doing. I don't recognize anything, and they become agitated by that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are other people who like hear that and they're like, "Wow, they're doing something I've never heard before."
Right.
Magical.
I would think with the old style of music, because you've got the horns and the singers, that it would, if you're going to hear your favorite singer-songwriter do a bunch of the songs that have extreme meaning and they don't do any of them, you know, that's a different vibe. Whereas because you're feel good, the feel goodery and the dancing of your vibe would seem to be a little different than like if you go see Bob Dylan and he plays nothing you've ever heard.
Yeah, right, right. Yeah, that's true. That Bob Dylan is yeah, he takes it to an absurd degree. He pushes his fans as much as he can. And I like that about him. I
Yeah.
like that about him. And I appreciate it because from my standpoint, because it's like, yeah, don't get so married to one thing, you know. It's like it's about expanding your mind, you know. Music is
Yeah.
that's what we're doing. When we make music, we're expanding our minds to make music. It's about mind expansion. Music, all music is, I think.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's about all the best things.
That's right.
All the best things.
To quote yourself. Oh, I was going to say the other songs that I played of yours today. Oh, I did your Willie Nelson. I heard your Willie Nelson Heroes Have Always Been Cowboys.
Mm.
Beautiful.
You listened to that one today?
They did. Yeah, that was in the first set.
Oh man, the
Yeah.
Willie Nelson version.
No, yours.
Oh, mine.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, nice.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I know that one.
You remember that?
Yeah, that was cool, man.
Yeah. So that
That's a
one.
song I've just always known that song. That's one of the first songs I learned, I think,
Oh, really?
when I was a
Cool.
kid. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
always have known that song, and when the chance came to be able to sing it in a Willie birthday sort of situation out there at the Luck Ranch,
Yeah. Is
I
that what
was
that
so
was?
happy. I was like, yeah, I can nail that one, man. I've been
Right.
singing all my life, so
Well,
it felt good. It felt
there's,
good.
I believe there's some kind of album from that's where I got it from.
Yeah,
Yeah, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the recording of that show.
It is live. I caught that.
Yeah, it's
And
live.
unless you had an audience with you, but I didn't think you did. And then
No,
we
it's
got
recorded live there. Yeah,
that's at the ranch. That's what you're saying?
that's at the ranch. Yeah.
And then we got to the third one so far that we heard of yours today was I went back a little bit. Shores of Galilee.
Oh yeah, it's a
Pretty.
great one.
It is a great one. I
Yeah,
yeah.
it's yeah, it's not sure how to describe that one. You know, I like to always say that it was I wrote it I wrote it for I wrote it for the sequel of Urban Cowboy. You know, that's why I was hoping that it was going to be on that soundtrack, right?
Yeah.
But I'm still waiting for that sequel to be made. They've never made a sequel of Urban Cowboy.
What you
Perfect
know?
song.
Yeah, it would be.
We could get Johnny Lee to sing it.
We could. All right. Can I do some bad two-stepping in the video?
Yes, you could.
All right. Well, I know I could do bad two-stepping. I mean,
So that's
that's
what I always say about Shores of Galilee.
yeah. Okay. Interesting. I'm glad I mentioned it then. I wouldn't have thought of that. I feel like
No, of course you wouldn't have.
no. Well, yeah. I don't. I try not to think about Urban Cowboy too much, but
It's absurd.
it is absurd. It was a
But
few.
I
Yeah.
think it would be good. I think it would be good if it
It
was
could be better. I mean, it wasn't a great movie. So,
just putting it out there, you know.
well, actually, I hate to say it, I guess, but well, I don't hate anything, I suppose, except for what'd you call them? Those people. Uh, anyways, I feel like I just heard that there may be a reboot or something in the works. I mean, they redo everything now, but I feel like I saw something about Urban Cowboy coming back.
Yeah, I mean, it could be really risky. It could end up being really bad. If you know,
It's
it
not
could
gonna
be
stop them.
depending on who's doing it and what
Yeah,
the purposes are. You know,
yeah,
it
exactly.
could be really bad, but it could be really great.
And good, you never know.
Like if you got Quentin Tarantino to make the sequel to Urban Cowboy.
All right, that's it. Where's my speed dial? I'm gonna check QT.
Or something crazy like that. One of those.
Yeah, that's a great idea. He loves music and
Yeah.
movies. Yeah, yeah. and he just made like a giant. That movie must have been tiring to make. That Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That was a huge. So doing
yeah.
that, I think that's a great idea. Quentin, I know you're listening. Did you guys do the whole album last night then? Is that
What's that?
did y'all play the whole album last night?
Not the entire album. No, we left a couple off. So but we did most of it. I think we did
Yeah.
all but 2 songs. Um, and we mixed it in with old and new. It's kind of fun thing we do. Mason Handcammer, my bass player, he's been instrumental in that, just in the way we're combining material and making the set list and the transitions between some of the songs, like we go from Dark Cloud and right into Lake Charles because they're very similar. So
Nice.
we're doing medleys of like that of old and new songs.
And if they don't know, they have heard in previous weeks and months and years. Lake Charles, I've certainly played that in the past.
Yeah.
That is that one of your Shinyribs as the band first big songs or
Lake Charles?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's one of our more popular songs for sure.
Right.
Especially around here. I mean, around Texas here, you got to play Lake Charles.
You can't get out.
Yeah, no, people are going to be there. They're going to hear that song. So
that's good.
Yeah, it's one of our most popular songs.
It's a good song. And you still do the rutabagas?
Yes, do sweet potato.
All right. I mean,
still do that.
And the only artist who can sing rutabaga or even say it and make it sound good.
But like live, we go from sweet potato sometimes right into I Simply Belong to You off of the new record.
Right.
Like we'll do a segue between the 2 of those, or there's a lot of that kind of mashup between old and new songs.
Okay.
It's kind of a neat way of doing it,
Yeah.
Making it relatable.
Yeah, it would be kind of weird to play an album straight through. Although it did work in 1988 or whatever for the Rolling Stones when they did Some Girls, but that's different.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the mixing it up is fun, and then you can toss in something that they might not expect at all, right?
Right.
Do you are you married to a set list? Sorry, you were speaking, but that popped in my head. When you get on there, do you have a firm set list, or do you ever,
Yeah, it's pretty firm. I mean, but we're messing with different sets right now. So it's fluid. So kind of now is a cool time to be doing it. Have new material, and we have these fluid set lists that we've been playing around with.
Yeah.
Over the last couple of months, working new material in with old material. It's changed the set list, and so we're still playing with that. But we're zoning in on some transitions and some parts we like, that are sort of bigger building blocks within a set. We're playing with the order of that.
Cool.
It's kind of fun, yeah. And then eventually we'll settle on it and we'll do it for a while. Until we feel like, it's run its course and that was fun. And then we'll probably have new material and we'll do it again, change it up.
Right. Yeah. Well,
somehow, it's like it's always evolving and changing. So where it's at right now is really great. It's a great band. I mean, musically, it's really it's an exciting band to hear and to play in for sure. It's so much fun. I mean, we're all into it. Everybody's so good at what they do. It's really amazing. So if you get a chance to see the band live, I mean, really, it's something to see right now.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about that in one sec. Well, but I did want to honor. I'm sorry, a lot of things, and I have a bad memory. Gregorio, the name that I mentioned, was that?
Yes, sir. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, sorry, I know he's listening. I'm pretty sure. What he was wondering, and that you have in videos or whatever brought this up, but you had a key Shiny Soul Sister swap out, right? He was asking about that, and so some of your personnel has changed, like say from last year. Is that right?
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, we've had some changes for sure over the last couple of years. Been a lot of change.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Uh,
doubt about it. So,
I think he was also who was again bad with names. I could turn around and look. Who was the main woman that had to? You had made an announcement just a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm talking about? He was. I think he wanted to give her a shout out too, but he was asked. I forgot what he asked, but that's all right. But one thing that popped in my head when you were talking about, well, I asked about this, but anyway, is also akin to what I was pontificating or whatever. Again, because you have your singer sisters and what are the horns? You have a name for them, right?
I got a couple of names for those
I
guys.
bet,
Let
yeah.
me tell you a couple.
Remember, we can't be naughty.
I know we can't be naughty.
Does that depend on whether their backs are
No,
turned
they're
to you?
they're
No,
they're called the Tijuana train wreck horns.
that's right. Yeah.
Tijuana train wreck. Yeah.
What was I just about thinking was that could be another reason where certain artists might be easy to say, all right, I don't want to do that song tonight, but
Yeah.
because you have more moving parts, that might make it a little harder. That's what I was wondering. Um, and I will say too, last year when y'all were here, speaking of nice, every single person that you introduced me to in your band was so nice.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, and warm and receptive but I remember them sitting on the plaza and then you and I sitting there watching as they loaded for hours. That was a hoot.
Yeah. That was fun. Yeah, it was a great time.
So you're about to get on the road, is that right?
Yeah, here we come, man.
Is that
Coming
right?
out that way really soon.
Yeah.
Might even
So
be late. We might even be leaving today. I don't even know.
are you leaving in a minute? You gotta go. Are you packed?
I don't even know. I have to look, make sure.
All right. I don't think you're leaving today. You're here. Well, this is funny. So let me get it. But I'm going to start with something, and don't no pressure because it actually turns out the following is a moot point. But I think it'll be funny to say. So I was going to say that I might have an issue. I'm not working. Remember the barbecue? Uncle DT, the musician and barbecue that I gave you. That's all right if you don't or do. But I'm working there Tuesday through Saturday nights with a cute little barbecue joint and.
Oh,
Uncle DT's, and David Tom is a fantastic musician. And this I'm
oh yeah,
reading,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and this I'm reading, quote, Kevin, you gotta this is what he wrote about himself. You gotta let my fat boss sit in on the mandolin. He used to play for David Grissom. It's the only way I and me can come to the show. And then I wrote in this note, not to put you on the spot, and pun intended, you can chew on it and let us know, even just for one song. And it's about to get even funnier. And he's offering to gift you as well his giant beef dino rib that will be vacuum wrapped, so it'll be shiny on stage. But you don't even have to answer because it's a moot point. Because hang on. So one of the great awesome DJs, Rebar, goes by on Friday night. He brought this by. You're going to get one. Either from me or him next week. We got a shirt for you. And when he was just here, hey, someone say, Kevin, you got a visitor. What's up, Mo?
Yeah. I know Kevin from the Outlaw Cruise,
Oh, cool.
and I'm a DJ on the station.
Yeah.
But Kevin, I was just driving through town, and I heard you guys talking, and I was like, "Is Kevin in the studio right now?"
Well, I have your first time because I was brought the shirt by for him.
I love it.
He's playing next Sunday
Where?
at you probably don't know. Do you know the Swan Park?
Here in town?
Yeah, let me get to the next. Well, in Santa Fe, but it's real easy for us. The Swan Park, he wrote me what was that February, Kevin asked me, and I had to look it up. It's the park, right, John Moore Airport. So it's convenient for us from here.
Incredible.
The big park, he's playing next Sunday, which is the joke I was about to say. Yeah.
Amazing.
6:30 at that park on time. So
I love it.
I'll be there.
All right, Kevin, I'll see you over
All
there.
right, man.
Good to see you, brother.
See you,
You
bro.
got,
Oh man, that's
you
funny.
got me community radio.
It's like we're on Outlaw Country Cruise all of a sudden.
It is, and that is talking about
Um,
synchronicity. I'm sitting here talking about a guy that was gonna maybe deliver this to you on the show, and that was not planned, folks. That human just walked up. But anyway, I try not to have too many pet peeves, and I know what you mean about short-tempered. One of them is, please, not you, everybody, why not put at least half of the day and not just date? What, July 16th doesn't mean much to people who know they work on a Saturday or Sunday. And so my point is, the reason why what I just read to you from Dana, although he would love to sit in if he could, is a moot point in the sense that this entire time, having looked at the calendar many times, I thought the show was Saturday night. And it was the man who brought you the shirt just now, a couple hours ago, that pointed out that it's next Sunday. It's
okay.
so because like you open a calendar and one of them has Sunday as the far left and one of them has Monday.
Yeah.
So my brain, I mean,
blame the
yeah.
Gregorians, I suppose.
Yeah, you can blame them for a lot, probably.
Blame the Gregorians.
There's an album. Blame the Gregorians. I don't blame you. Okay, that album could have chanting and then with like much, because I feel like I've heard Gregorian chant and then after a minute you're like, I don't need to hear that. But you can make it more exciting.
Oh man, that Gregorian chant, that is some stuff, man.
It's good.
It's wild. It's wild. I mean, but you have to mean it, right? You have to mean it. That's the thing.
I'm sure it's hard to do, but
No, I don't think you could fake it. That's the thing. I think
yeah.
I have a friend who sings these chants like that.
Yeah.
And it's some heavy shit.
It's
real heavy. This is like a lot to carry, like.
Yeah. Well, it's old. It's ancient, right?
Yeah, the music itself is heavy, and
but
you could ape it, of course, and make fun of it. It's an easy target in that regard.
Well, what I was thinking is not to make fun of it, but to sort of, I mean, can you listen to it for too long as it is? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I think it's at certain times. That's when it's ceremonial music. And
sure. But I was thinking when you said, what did you just say? Blame the Gregorians that remix or whatever. That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
But anyway, so while Uncle DT David Dunn would be honored to sit in with you if that could happen, and I said it's probably maybe not this time, and get you some barbecue. But it turns out that I'll be here until 6, and it'll be perfect timing for me to get there on a Sunday, as opposed to having to get off work. But earlier I was saying, don't tell him if he's listening that it's a secret. So that's why I said, don't even feel any pressure about what I was about to have read you. But and now so that night that you wrote me asking about Swan Park and I had to look it up, no one knows it's called that really. And that was the night that Jamie Harris and Mary Gaucher played downtown. And when I finally met them in person, Jamie said, had I heard from Kevin? And I was like, yeah, as a matter of fact, a few hours ago. Which made me look like a cool guy, but yeah, but people don't seem to know, but everyone knows where that is. And as I wrote you later, that's a park I'll stop at sometimes to see rainbows, and so maybe we'll have rainbows next week.
Oh,
shiny rainbows, right?
All right.
So the logistics, it is. Let them know about the show if you would. Is that a open park show?
Yeah, I think it is an open park show.
Yeah,
I think that's the gist of it.
You are. Yeah, no. What I just whispered was part of the LP, the nonprofit. As a DJ, I'm not able to talk about prices.
Yeah.
Even if there isn't one, you can. So.
Okay.
As it happens, there is no price, right?
Right. I don't think there's a price. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's at the park. Yeah.
It's in the park, open to the public. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it is. Although I did sign up for a ticket or something, and still thought it was
Yeah,
on
sometimes
Saturday.
you have to make a reservation, like you have to say you're coming so they know how many people to expect, I think.
I don't think one has to, but one can, so they know.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and that's a big park, and that'll be interesting because last year you were right downtown, and I know you've been here before. But that park is relatively new to hosting music, and it's on a very different side of town that is a lot more convenient for people out here in Madrid and Cerritos.
Okay, well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. And one question from our friend, again, I'm terrible with names, Linda, Christy Pulley, how do you say
Oh
that?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she sent a bunch of cool questions, but one was, I said, well, I believe I probably know a little bit of an answer, something about issues you've had with travel and buses. But you had one last year in the Southwest, I believe, right?
oh yeah. No, we've had some bus trouble along the way for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But didn't,
This last tour went just great. We didn't really have much trouble. We had a couple little issues here and there, but
yeah.
we were
You
able to
got
get repairs done along the way, and was no major deal.
it's hot. Didn't last summer, didn't y'all have to double back because of the bus? You were going up to Colorado?
Yeah, we had some crazy bus switching we had to do last year.
But that's old news. We don't have to bring up
Yeah, that was that was a learning curve, like there's a lot of different bus lines you can work with, and a lot of them they're all individually owned, many of them,
Mhm.
one or two guys.
Oh, you know what I recalled in my head is while we were staying there for, it was great hanging out with you last time, by the way. What wasn't that bus driver some kind of legend himself that you had last year?
Oh yeah, he was an offensive lineman for the 49ers. Yeah.
Right.
Bruce, was it Bruce Colley, I think. Bruce
Yeah.
Colley.
All right. Is he playing football again, not driving?
Yeah, apparently, yeah. So
You
the
got
guy
it.
he has like 15 children or something, this guy.
Sorry.
Yeah, some ridiculous number of children he's had. Him and his wife, same mom, same dad.
One mom, a lot of,
He
okay.
had them all together, which is
So,
unbelievable.
yeah,
So I think he just has to work extra to keep up with, the expense of that.
that's not cheap. No.
Yeah, you got to provide for a lot of.
I got a cat who's over 30 pounds and I got to
Yeah,
work just to help him out. Yeah.
and I'm sure many of them are productive people and take care of themselves, but
Yeah.
certainly if you have that many kids, there's a certain number of them are going to cost more than your average. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Out of 15, there's got to be a little bit of everybody in there.
There's some screw ups in every family. And if you have that many kids, it could be a higher number of screw ups,
I
which
mean,
will
my,
just cost you more in the long run. That's all I'm saying.
is that
Just
right?
realistic. It's just basic economics.
Is that why I'm trouble for the family? Because I cost more as a screw up? I got it. I've learned something.
I've learned something.
Oh no, not to be too serious, but I did a little set. Yesterday was the 24th anniversary of the passing of my father, and I did a set that I also dedicated. I know that Mr. Russell passed away recently, right? Sorry for that.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I played a newer version of Father and Son, Cat Stevens, and then my father and we always Cats in the Cradle was a big one. So, and I found a version from '74, the year I was born. And then what was the third one? Let me see here. Not Unwed Fathers in this case. That isn't why I would play that. um, David Tom's for his brother passed away. Fade No Picture. That was the set that I did for the. So, anyways, I wanted to send you some love for that. And you know who I played right after All the Best Things was Felix y los Gatos, Nuevo Mexico.
Oh yeah, right on.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
all right. He's
yeah,
doing good, but he's always rocking.
yeah, and he was sitting right there a couple months ago. He was a live
Oh
guest.
yeah. I follow him on Instagram. I'm always checking him out. He stays busy and he's doing some good stuff out there, it looks like.
Yeah, he has that brand new track that he played for us live here. And yeah, yeah,
For
cool.
sure.
Do you?
You know, another song for that theme. I wanted to interject here
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for the
Your
father
shot.
son theme.
Uh-huh.
Would be it's a little bit cheesy, but man, I've always loved it. Is "That's My Job" by Conway Twitty. Do you
I'm
know
writing
that?
it down. Yeah, yeah, okay. We'll get that in the coming week.
That's my job. That's what I do. Everything I do is because of you, to keep you safe and warm. That's my job, you see. Something like that. But you never heard that?
Yeah, yeah, I'm not recently, but I'm writing it
Yeah.
down.
It's a little bit campy, like production wise, sort of early '80s. You know, the production woes that plagued early '80s country music are on full effect within that song. the, the
I'm
production
gonna
value is a little bit cringy, but
production value. I was gonna say, what did you mean while I? Yeah,
if you can appreciate
there it is.
if you can appreciate how banal it is, you know, and just appreciate that sort of
Writing it up right here.
fine Corinthian leather,
Corinthian leather.
fine Corinthian leather.
Fine. Oh, I heard like because I'm looking, and I apologize if you just got a little bit flash as I was reaching to the other computer. Do you like my shirt though? Can you see it?
That is a cool shirt, yeah.
It says it's not true because again, FCC regulations, and I wouldn't do it anyway.
Right,
It says I'm so lit, write me out.
of
Um,
right.
but I was getting that ready on the other computer because we're getting towards the next show, the High Priestess at 6, and you probably need. You're leaving? No.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm getting on my magic carpet and ride.
Woo! You don't need a driver anymore. Well, thank you for joining us again.
Yeah, man, it's a blast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we can do it when you're bored, not just when they're coming.
yeah. We should have our own drive time talk show.
We should.
Rush hour drive time.
I need to use the restroom. Can you cover for a minute?
No, I believe it. I believe it. You go.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. That'd be a great idea. Yeah, I was gonna say of the things that Dylan does, has a bourbon made and that theme time radio hour that he did in the early zeros. That's on YouTube. They're really cool. So I feel like Shinyribs and Julesy could do a little bit of that kind of stuff.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first.
I think that's a good place to say this is 96.9 FM, KMRD, LP, Madrid, New Mexico. And this has been a wonderful conversation with the generous, awesome, talented Kevin Russell, Shinyribs. Thank you, Kevin.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And Northern New Mexicans next Sunday, not Saturday, a week from today, and about an hour, 6:30 over at the park.
Sunday's the new Saturday.
That's right. Why not? And they're gonna get treated to new and old Shinyribs music, and who knows what else, right?
Canoodle.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Take care. I'll see you soon.
Peace.
All right. All right.
All right. If you can hang on 1 second, I'm gonna hit play on a song and say bye to you. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If you want to hit them with a word or something while I'm doing this.
You're listening to 96.9 FM KMRD LP Madrid, New Mexico. Shiny, 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 rib. New Mexico's best rock.
Something. I don't know what rock. Sorry, that took me longer than should have. Okay. I'm gonna sign up. Well, you can say goodbye to him.
You play rock.
Oh yes.
Bye, everybody.
Well, you know what I love is the Charlie Brown. Well, are you ready to rock? All right. I'm gonna hit him with some David Tom and say goodbye to you off air.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Okay, sorry. All right, you there?
I'm there.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, man. It's fun.
It was fun. I didn't doubt it, but I didn't want to be, rest on my laurels. I'll let you go. Thanks a lot.
All right, Steve. See you, man.
Bye-bye. Take care. That was wonderful. I really appreciate it. Means a lot. All right.
Elevator ice and vending. The story is just beginning. The night though is ending. Elevator ice and vending. Elevator ice and vending. The journey is just beginning. Tonight, it is ending. Elevator ice and vending.